first thing that felt wrong wasn't any kind of noise. It was the lack of it. Mark noticed it when he stepped out onto his balcony just before sunrise. Usually there was something: cars in the distance, somebody's dog losing its mind, a train dragging somewhere far off. Nothing fancy, just the normal background stuff that tells you the world's still turning. That morning, nothing. He stood there a second longer than usual, leaning on the railing, listening harder than he needed to. That's when he spotted the car. Same one from the night before, parked under that busted light that never quite stayed on. But now the driver's door was cracked open a few inches, not wide, just enough to notice. Mark squinted at it. People forget things leave lights on, windows down, happens all the time. But a door like that didn't sit right. He grabbed his keys without thinking it through and headed downstairs. Some habits don't really go away. The air had that early morning bite to it, not freezing, but enough to wake you up. He crossed the lot at a steady pace, eyes locked on the car like it might change if he looked away. "Hello," he called out. Nothing came back. He got closer and pushed the door the rest of the way open. It gave a long creak, louder than it should have been inside. Everything looked normal. Keys still in the ignition, phone sitting on the passenger seat, screen black, no bag, no wallet, no mess, just empty. "Come on," he muttered. He reached in and turned the key back, even though the engine wasn't running. Something about it sitting halfway like that bothered him more than it should have. He stepped back out and looked around again. That's when he saw the footprints, barefoot. They started right by the driver's side and headed off across the lot toward the trees behind the building. Dark marks against the pavement, uneven spacing, like whoever made them wasn't exactly steady. Mark felt it right then. That shift, the one that tells you this isn't just something you walk away from. He followed them. They carried through the grass and up the small rise behind the complex. The light dropped off quick once the trees started, everything turning dull and flat. He slowed for a second, then kept going. "Hey," he called out. "You out here or what?" Still nothing. The ground got softer under his boots and the prints stood out more, toes dug in deeper in spots, heel marks sliding. Not a casual walk. Whoever it was had a reason to move like that. About 20 yards in, he spotted the shirt. Gray work shirt by the look of it. Just laying there damp from the morning. He picked it up, turned it over once, clean. No blood, no tears. Didn't make it better. "Yeah, no," he said under his breath. He pulled his phone out, thumb already moving, then he heard it breathing, faint off to his right somewhere. Mark stopped cold. It came again, uneven, like somebody trying to keep it quiet and not doing a great job of it. He turned toward the sound and pushed past a low branch. That's when he saw him. A man crouched low at the base of a tree, arms wrapped tight around himself, bare feet dug into the dirt like he was trying to anchor himself there. His eyes were wide, too wide, not really focused on anything. "Hey," Mark said, keeping his voice even. "You all right?" No response. Not even a blink. Mark took a slow step forward. "You're gonna get yourself hurt out here. Let's just head back." "I didn't leave." The words came out rough, dry, like they'd been sitting there a while. Mark stopped. "What?" The man shook his head, small and stiff. "I didn't leave the car." For a second, nobody said anything. Mark glanced back toward the lot. You could barely see it through the trees. Then he looked back at the man. Something didn't line up. He dropped his eyes to the ground between them, and that's when it hit him. There were no prints coming toward the man, none. Just the trail leading away from the car. Mark didn't step any closer after that, didn't say another word, because whatever he'd followed out here, it didn't match what was sitting in front of him now.